Hello, my dear pupils! Welcome to Mrs. A's English class. For today's lesson, we are going to recognize the parts of a simple paragraph. Ready? For you to be ready, I want you to have your notebook and ballpen with you. If you have it now, then we're all set. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to, number 1, recognize the parts of a simple paragraph. Number 2, differentiate each part from the others. And number 3, write the appropriate part of a paragraph in a graphic organizer. Now let's start with what you already know. What are these? Yes, each of them is a letter. Now, if we combine them together meaningfully, what do you think will it become? It becomes a word. Now, how about if we group words meaningfully? What will it become then? It becomes a sentence. So, let's see. First is a letter. Then comes a word. Then a group of words is a sentence. Then, what do you think is a group of sentence called? It is called a paragraph. A paragraph is made up of sentences that focus on a single idea. It has 3 parts. Number 1, the topic sentence. The next one is a supporting sentence or supporting detail. And the last one is the concluding sentence. The first sentence of a paragraph is indented. To illustrate the different parts, here is an example of a paragraph. The first part of a paragraph is a topic sentence. It tells us the main idea. In our example, the topic sentence is, "Going to the mall is one of my favorite things." The second part of a paragraph is a supporting sentence or supporting detail. It explains and supports the main idea. The third part is a concluding sentence. It reminds us of the main idea. And the first line should be indented. Here is the hamburger paragraph organizer to complete the illustration. The top bun of a hamburger is the topic sentence. All the fixings in between of a hamburger, the cheese, the meat, the lettuce, are the supporting sentences. And of course, to complete a hamburger, there should be a bottom bun, which is the concluding sentence. Now, let's take a quick look of our example paragraph when put in this hamburger paragraph organizer. The topic sentence goes at the top bun. The supporting sentences goes to the middle. And the concluding sentence goes to the bottom bun. Let's now take a closer look at each parts of the paragraph. The first part is topic sentence. There are 2 parts of a topic sentence. The first is the topic. The topic is who or what is being talked about. In our example, going to the mall is one of my favorite things. The topic is going to the mall. The second part of the topic sentence is the main point. The main point states what it says about the topic. In our example, what does it say about going to the mall? Yes, it says that it is one of my favorite things. Now, let us try to identify the best topic sentence for this paragraph. Blank, Berto, unlike his friends, listened attentively from the resource speaker. He never lets his friends disturb him from listening actively. When the speaker is done, he asks a question. To everybody's surprise, only Berto was able to answer it. Truly, you can never run out of ideas when you are an active listener. Which is the best topic sentence? Letter A. Active listening can be done while talking with others. B. Active listening helps an individual understand well the message of the speaker. Letter C. Effective listening makes an individual fall asleep. Now, I want you to pause this video and reread the paragraph. Write your answer in your notebook. Okay? Press pause now. Now, let us answer. The best topic sentence would be letter B. Remember that the topic sentence is the main idea of a paragraph. Hence, the supporting sentences should talk about it. Let us examine the supporting details. Berto listened attentively. He never lets his friends disturb him. Only Berto was able to answer the question. With these details, would it be correct if we have chosen letter A? Active listening can be done while talking with others? No, because one of the supporting sentences says that Berto never lets his friends disturb him. How about letter C? Effective listening makes an individual fall asleep. It is wrong because there is no sentence that tells about falling asleep. Instead, it says that Berto listened attentively. Now let's examine also the correct answer, letter B. Active listening helps an individual understand well the message of the speaker. What is our evidence that this is the correct answer? Well, in the supporting details, it talks about Berto who listened attentively without being disturbed by his friends, and so he was the only one who were able to answer the question by the speaker. Those are our evidences. So the best topic sentence for this paragraph is letter B. Did you get it? Now, let's move on to the next part of a paragraph, the supporting sentence, or sometimes called the supporting detail. The supporting sentence sometimes gives explanation. Sometimes it gives examples or reasons. Sometimes it also gives steps in a process. In our example, the supporting sentences explain that going to the mall is one of the writer's favorite things. It's because of those things, like being in the food court, as well as going to the stores and to the movies, that makes the writer love going to the mall. Now, let us change one of the supporting details. Sometimes I prefer staying at home than going to the mall. Does it support the main idea? No, it does not support the main idea. Remember that the supporting sentence should always support the main idea. The statement, "Sometimes I prefer to stay at home than going to the mall," already contradicts the main idea, since it says that going to the mall is a favorite. Reserve this kind of supporting sentence to a different paragraph. Now, let us change again one of the supporting details. The best part is when we go to the video arcade. Does it support the main idea? Yes, it indeed supports the main idea. It does talk about things that one would love doing while at the mall. Now, I want you to pause this video and reread the paragraph, after which you have to write your answer in your notebook. When you're done, press play. Now, the correct answer is letter C. Play together at the park in the afternoon. Let's take a look at the topic sentence and the supporting details. The topic sentence is, "My pet dog is my best friend." Then the other supporting details talks about those things that they do, like walking in the morning, going wherever, listening to jokes. For letter A, my pet dog is the kindest one. There is no other sentences that talks about something about this. The same with letter B. So the correct answer is letter C. The last part of a paragraph is a concluding sentence. A concluding sentence reminds us about the main idea. It repeats the main idea, but with different words. It does not give new details. It summarizes the paragraph. Remember that just as the top bun and the bottom bun of a hamburger hold the fixings together, so is the topic and the concluding sentence of a paragraph. As in our example, the topic sentence talks about going to the mall as a favorite, and the concluding sentence talks about loving going to the mall. These two sentences tie together the whole paragraph. Now, let's change the concluding sentence. I can't wait going to the mall soon. Does it reminds us about the main idea? Yes, it does. They both talk about going to the mall. Now, let's change again the concluding sentence. My mom always reminds me not to talk to strangers at the mall. Does it remind us about the main idea? No, it doesn't. Although it still talks about being at the mall, it doesn't summarize the paragraph. Instead, it gives new detail. This sentence cannot be an ending or a concluding sentence of a paragraph. At this point, you are now going to practice identifying the parts of a paragraph. I will read to you first the paragraph while you're watching the video about sea anemones and hermit crabs, after which you will be answering questions about the parts of a paragraph. Did you know that some sea anemones and hermit crabs work together to help each other survive in the ocean? Sea anemones attach themselves to hermit crabs to receive protection from predators like starfish. Hermit crabs also receive protection from the stinging tentacles of the sea anemones. This special behavior between hermit crabs and sea anemones is called symbiosis. Many other animals use symbiosis to survive in their environment. This is the paragraph about sea anemones and hermit crabs. Reread the paragraph and pause the video while you're answering. Press play when you're done. There are 5 questions for you to answer. You may press pause now. Number 1. Which is the topic sentence? The answer is letter A, sentence 1. Number 2. Which is a supporting sentence? The answer is letter B, sentence 3. Number 3. Which is not a supporting sentence? Letter D, sentence 5. Which is the concluding sentence? Letter D, sentence 5. Which are supporting sentences? Letter A, sentence 2. Letter B, sentence 3, and letter C, sentence number 4. When placed in the hamburger paragraph organizer, this is what it would look like. Let's practice one more time. There are 3 items for which you need to answer. Press pause in between the paragraphs so that you can reread and answer correctly. Which is the best topic sentence for this paragraph? The life cycle of a salmon begins when salmon eggs hatch in a riverbed. As salmon grow bigger, they leave the river and travel, sometimes many miles downstream to the ocean. Once a salmon reaches adulthood, it will return to the same river it hatched from as an egg, and the cycle will repeat. The journey a salmon must make during its life cycle is truly amazing. Letter A. Salmon is a unique fish. Letter B. Salmon have a unique life cycle that can take several years to complete. Letter C. Salmon's life cycle is like that of a human's. Choose the sentence that is not relevant to the given topic sentence. Philippines is home to beautiful beaches. Letter A. The white beach of Boracay attracts tourists to visit its clear water and fine white sand. Letter B. Bayan Volcano in Albay is famous for its perfect cone shape. Letter C. Caramwan Beach in Caramwan, Camarines Sur invites everyone to escape the city for a while and try some adventures while enjoying the breathtaking scenery of the island. What is the best concluding sentence for the paragraph below? Nutritious foods are what our body needs. Eating vegetables instead of fatty foods helps our body function better. Fruits supply the body with different vitamins and minerals that help fight diseases. Meat, beans, and fish provide our body with protein, which is needed for muscle building. Salty and junk foods harm our body. Letter A. If you want to live longer, eat only nutritious foods. Letter B. Junk foods have benefits to our bodies. Letter C. In short, foods are delicious. Now check your answers. It's time for you to write the sentences in the hamburger paragraph organizer. Draw the hamburger paragraph organizer in your notebook. Pause this video while you're drawing and resume when you're done. This is the paragraph which you need to organize in your hamburger paragraph organizer. My favorite subjects are English, mathematics, and science. English is one of my favorite subjects because I love reading stories and writing stories about fairy tales. Next is mathematics because when I was still young, my mother taught me about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and even dividing. My interest in science began when we had a field trip in a zoo where I've had a lot of why questions about the animals. I always top the class in these subjects, and I really work hard to love the other subjects as well. Pause this video while you're writing the sentences in your organizer. Pause it now. Now, check your work. Did you get all? Well and good. In this lesson, this is what you have learned. A paragraph is a group of sentences that focus on one single idea. It has 3 parts: the topic sentence, the supporting sentence or supporting detail, and the concluding sentence. The topic sentence is the main idea of the paragraph. The supporting sentence gives examples, reasons, explains, and the concluding sentence summarizes and ends the paragraphs. For your quiz, click the link on the description box below to access the test. For your assignment, copy the paragraph below Find the needed supporting details to complete the paragraph. And that's it. Thank you and keep safe, everyone. This has been Mrs. Rexiagas of Mrs. A's English class. Till next time!